Yale, Princeton, and Duke have been threatened with a lawsuit over the decline in Asian.
Now that you cannot blame black people, now that you literally cannot say it's because of us, because you ended affirmative action. An Asian American man went out of his way to go and put an end to affirmative action, which greatly benefits Asian Americans as well as cisgender white women, the women that they like to marry the most, that they meet at the woo. What's so hilarious is that black people are still going to be going to college, right? The road for black people to get to college is very arduous and difficult as it is. Black Americans, just because of the way that education is set up within this country, education might as well be a prison pipeline for black people. I know y'all don't want to acknowledge that, but it's like, that's very much, it's a carceral experience for even the best of us. So for us to make it into college, no matter what your upbringing is, private school, public school, homeschool, whatever, that's an accomplishment in and of itself and is to be celebrated. For y'all to try to take that away from people, which is what it was, because Asian Americans specifically have a chip on their shoulder when it comes to black people because of their model minority status, and they think we just get things for nothing. That shit their parents taught them. It's not our fault. And now you're going to see and learn that whitey doesn't want you either. In fact, they like you less than us. We're entertaining. Black people are seen, when black people are in the same space as white people, listen very carefully. When black people are in the same space as white people and we've made it and we're successful, we're not looked at as conniving. You understand? We're not looked at as thieves. We're not looked at as people that need to be watched, that are trying to come for other people's things, spineless, slimy. Those are stereotypes that have been levied against the Asian American community. I talk about this regularly on my podcast about how the Asians get a bad rap. But one thing y'all are going to have to learn is that it's not black people that did it to you. You understand? It wasn't us that created yellow peril. It wasn't us that when y'all were over here building the American railroad system infrastructure, it wasn't us that said you could not get married over here, that you couldn't have a wife. That wasn't black people. Do you understand? The animosity and the hate in that community's heart for black people. Remember that Stop Asian Hate bullshit? And they made black people the face of it? It wasn't us that, I remember in New York, a lot of my Asian friends were getting harassed in the street. It wasn't black people doing that. It wasn't black people slicing up Asian children's faces in New York City when the pandemic happened, talking about the Wuhan flu and all that other racist bullshit. It wasn't us. It's the people that you're dying to get around that think you're spineless. All of these fucking stereotypes about Asian men not being virile, being, shady, being villains, always being casted as villains in the media. I did a whole episode about this. That's whitey. All this sexual fetishization of the docile Asian woman, was it us that did that? No, it was Chad, Tom, Kale, Brent. It was them niggas that did that to you, babe. The same niggas you're pressed to have a baby with. The same niggas you're pressed to get around. And they look down on you. It wasn't us that put you in internment camps. You see what I'm saying? Instead of talking about the actual disenfranchisement that you have experienced in this country by you know who, you always want to come at us and talk about what we're not doing. Babe, we're still going to be we're still going to be at Yale, Howard, Brown, Dartmouth, Oberlin. Gag.